Hey EMOKiTTies, today I'm going to do a different type of video. I'm going to talk to you about my struggles with my depression and my mental health. I'm going to try to get through this video without tears, but sorry in advance if I can't do it. So let's get this started. Hello, my name is Antoinette Marie Quiros, and I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, unspecified mood disorder, and severe double depression. Am I suicidal? Yes. Am I actively suicidal? Not at this particular moment, but there isn't a minute that goes by that I don't think the world would be better off without me. Yes, many people tell me that they are here for me and they care, but when you are so deep in a depressive state, you convince yourself no one cares about you. Sometimes the sadness is so bad it feels like I'm in a black hole of depression and there's no way out of it. I don't want to feel anymore. I want it all to stop, and the only way I know how to make it stop is self-harm. It only stops for a second, then the sadness and the guilt set in and make things worse than they already were. I wasn't always like this, so let me give you a little insight to my childhood. When I was 5 years old, I was raped by a guy that lived in my house at the time. I told my mom about it after, and she did nothing about it. I was forced to live with him for the next 6 years of my life. I was so confused about so much in that time. I was forced to bury something so big that had happened to me. As time went on, I didn't know what was real or not. I just started to believe it was all a dream. Then when I was in 6th grade, I was at my grandma's house with him, and he put his hand on my thigh. He started to move his hand up my thigh, and at that moment I knew everything he had done to me was real. That weekend I had went to my dad's house. The entire weekend I was trying to work up the courage to ask him and my stepmom if I could move in with them. I was terrified to go back to my mom's house. I was so scared he would hurt me again. So I finally asked. They said of course. I didn't tell them why I wanted to move in. I just said I didn't want to go back with my mom. Then I told my mom I wanted to live with my dad. She overreacted, as usual. When I got home from school that day, she made me sit there and watch her cry for 30 minutes. Well, she told me that since I was going to live with my dad, no one on her side of her family would ever want to see me again, and that included her and my brother. My stepmom finally picked me up and I felt free. Then my mom started posting on Facebook how she was going to kill herself, which she said that a lot. I called someone I considered my aunt at the time, but she told me not to worry about it because my mom does this a lot, but she never kills herself because she likes the attention. Fast forward a few months. I had only seen my mom a handful of times because I never wanted to go with her. I have been holding in all of these secrets and it was slowly killing me. One night I had a full-on mental breakdown and that freaked out my parents, stepmom and dad. They had never seen that happen before. I tried to tell my stepmom that was going on, but I physically couldn't get the words out. I honestly made myself sick trying to say it, and it still wouldn't come out. I hated myself in that moment. I wanted nothing more than to be free from the secret I've been forcing to keep, and I couldn't do it. It was so frustrating when your body wouldn't do what you want it to do. The next day we went shopping. We were on our way home and I blurted out. I said I was raped. It felt like the world was lifting off of me. In that moment, I said it out loud. My stepmom was shocked. She said by who, and I couldn't say his name, but my stepmom already knew. Oh my god, it's difficult. She said his name and the tears just came and they wouldn't stop. But I felt relieved. I also felt guilty because I thought all these years it was my fault. My parents did what normal parents would do, and they contacted the police and got me into therapy. My mom and everyone on her side of the family said I was a liar, and that they were on his side. I obviously didn't see nor talk to my mom at this point, and my dad got full custody of me in court. And my mom said she didn't want any kind of visitations with me. So, it's been almost 5 years since I've spoken to her. In that time, I self-harmed so much I hated myself. I still hate myself. When my own mother wants nothing to do with me, what kind of person does that make me? My own brother told me I was too ugly to rape and that he hates me. And doesn't need me because he has other sisters. Hearing this come from your own flesh and blood hurts like hell. This is difficult. My self-harm got so bad that there were a few suicide attempts. I won't go into detail about what I did, but I didn't want to be alive anymore. I wanted it all to stop, the feeling of being so completely worthless that I wanted it all to stop, the feeling of being so completely worthless that not even my own mother wants me. The one person who is supposed to love me unconditionally thinks I am scum. Then that's what I am, right? I got to a place where I clinged on to anyone that makes me feel wanted, even if it was all for the wrong reasons. It felt nice to be wanted. In reality, I was never wanted. I was just used. When you are treated like you are worthless over and over again, you only see yourself as that. When I looked at myself in the mirror, all I see is worthless. I struggle every single day just to stay alive. Seeing my mom for the first time in almost 5 years brought all back the feeling of being worthless and unwanted. I had barely been holding on, and yesterday whatever self-esteem I had left was completely shattered by someone I was always so nice to. God, I sound like crap.
You're fine. It's okay. There.
Then after pouring out my feelings to another person, and to hear them say my feelings are fake and completely crushed me. I haven't felt so low in a long time. I'm still struggling a lot, but after an incident last week that I could see affected my 13-year-old sister, I'm trying my hardest to get back to a place where I am genuinely happy. Am I suicidal? Yes. Am I going to kill myself? No. Will I ever get better? Man, I hope so. Depression is a real thing. It's tragic at times, and I feel so hopeless. But no matter what people say, my feelings matter. My life matters. And no one will ever take that away from me. Remember, things always get better. I may have not found my better just yet, but I know it's out there. Until next time, stay positive and live the best life you can. Bye, EMOKiTTiES.